ఏడుకొండలవాడ వెంకటరమణ గోవింద గోవింద ఆపద ముక్కులవాడ నాథరక్షక గోవింద గోవింద.
Om Namo Venkatesaya. Even if you have already been to Tirumala, even if this is your first time to Tirumala, I think this video will help you to actually plan your journey in a cheaper way. See, there are many places where you can cut your cost. So I am going to give you some tips here and there where you can cut your cost. I hope this is useful. At the same time, the journey should be very fulfilled and it should be a complete journey. So let me begin. First thing is the train ticket or bus ticket. Always we know that train journey is the cheapest mode of travel to any place. But in case you do not have a direct train to Tirupati from your destination, from your place you don't have a direct train to Tirupati, you may choose to go to Renigunta railway station. Renigunta railway station is very close to Tirupati, hardly 15 to 20 minutes away from Tirupati, and you have plenty of buses directly from Renigunta to Tirumala itself. So you can actually choose Renigunta in case you don't have a direct train to Tirupati railway station. So train or bus journey is the cheapest mode. You can use this method. The next thing is about darshan ticket. So what is the big difference between a 300 rupees darshan ticket and a free darshan ticket? There is not much of a difference. Only thing is that you have to walk a little more in case of a free darshan ticket. In case of a 300 rupees darshan ticket, you need not walk so much. So in fact it's only a 15 minutes to half an hour difference in terms of time. So there's not a very big difference. And to procure a free darshan ticket, you can procure it online itself. Unlike those days where you have to stand in big queues to procure a free darshan ticket, nowadays since darshan tickets are issued online, your ticket availability is also easy and it is also confirmed. And the third thing is about accommodation. Okay, we all know that you can book accommodation online to Tirumala. So it starts from 100 rupees. It may go up to 1000 or 1500 rupees. But a cheaper accommodation, that is a 50 rupee accommodation, is available offline in case you book it directly at Tirumala. So you may have to show your darshan ticket and ID proof in case you are going to Tirumala, and you can book a 50 rupee room. What is the difference between a 50 rupee room and a 100 rupee room? Only the hot water facility, but the hot water facility are not available in some 100 rupee room also. It is not available. In case of a 50 rupee room, probably you may have to go outside and get your hot water. Otherwise both are almost similar. And the fourth thing which you have to carry is your dress. You must have a traditional attire in case you are having your Tirumala darshan. Traditional attire means a salwar kameez or a pajama kurta. I mean a salwar kameez or a sari in case of a woman. The salwar kameez should be accompanied with a dupatta, and in case of a man it is either dhoti or pajama kurta. So I think this is your traditional attire, and only in your traditional attire you can have darshan at Tirumala. So ensure that you carry them with you. But free darshan generally they don't insist, but 300 rupees darshan ticket or seva or VIP, they insist on traditional attires. The fifth thing is about papers. What all papers you must carry? Of course you must carry your darshan ticket. It should be accompanied by your COVID vaccination certificate. You must have completed both doses of your vaccination, and you must carry that certificate with you. In case your partial dose is alone over, you may have a COVID negative report. The report should be within 72 hours prior to the date of your darshan. You must carry these papers with you in order to have your darshan. So these papers are compulsory. Of course, mobile phones are not allowed. You must carry a printout with you along with the ID proof. The ID proof should be the proof that you submitted at the time of booking of your tickets. The sixth thing which I would like to talk about, your footpath travel and buses to Tirumala. So we all know that there are two ways to go to Tirumala, either footpath or you may have your own transportation. It may be a bus, a public transport. So it is better to choose a public transport because it is hardly 60 rupees. A bus is hardly 60 rupees. In case of jeep or taxi, it is costlier, so it is better to travel by bus. But the comfort levels in both these kind of transport is the same. Whether it is a jeep or call taxi or bus, it is the same level of comfort as far as I am concerned. And regarding footpath, you can choose either Alipiri or Srivari Mettu. Ample amount of drinking water, ample amount of shelters, ample amount of sanitization facilities are available during the travel to Tirumala through footpath. So whether you choose Alipiri or whether you choose Srivari Mettu, you need not worry about food, shelter or the places where you can rest. And sunlight will not you will not be actually burnt under the scorching heat of the sun or drenched in rains, because there are lot of shelters and lot of shade while traveling to Tirumala, be it Alipiri or Srivari Mettu. The difference between Alipiri and Srivari Mettu is that you have to walk a lot of distance in case of Alipiri. In case of Srivari Mettu, the amount of walk is less, but the number of steps in case of Alipiri is 3550, and in case of Srivari Mettu it is 2000 and odd, I'm not sure, but the time taken to travel via footpath through Srivari Mettu is around 2 hours max, and through Alipiri I think you can travel in 4 hours if you are an average person. So this is the thing regarding footpath and buses to Tirumala. And regarding food that is available in Tirumala, there is an Annaprasadam, free food that is actually available at Tirumala. You can have food how many ever times you want. You may take how many ever people along with you. So it is absolutely free, and you can have how much ever quantity of food you want. It's a no onion, no garlic food that is available. Very homely. Do try it when you go to Tirumala. The eighth thing which I would like to talk is about the places where you can visit walking around the Tirumala temple premises. So musical fountain, Hathiramji meditation hall and Anantalvar gardens. These places are places which you can visit walking around the Tirumala Mandir premises. So while going to darshan itself, you can find a statue of Venkateshwara Swami playing dice with Hathiram Ji. So that is the place where Hathiram Ji meditation hall is located. It is near the Supatham entrance. You can see a flight of stairs called Supatham. When you actually go via the Supatham entrance, you can, on your left hand side, you will be able to see Hathiram Ji's meditation hall. You can go and meditate there. It is very, very peaceful. And regarding musical fountain is yet another place where children generally enjoy. It is very, very beautiful sight, especially during evenings. When you actually go and sit there, it will be very, very nice. And ninth thing is Srivari Museum. Srivari Museum is the place where all this antique is preserved. The crown of Venkateshwara Swami and the vessels, the war field weapons, the kings and queens who used the weapons those kings and queens used in earlier times. All this is preserved in Srivari Museum. Not only this, but also the 15th century statues are also preserved in Srivari Museum. This is near the Sringeri Mutt. It is located near Sringeri Mutt. You can as well catch a free bus around Tirumala, and it will drop you at Srivari Museum. Do pay a visit. I think children will generally enjoy this place because very informative, and it will be very interesting also. And regarding Papa Vinasam, Akashaganga, Japali and Venugopala Swami temple, these places are located on one side of Tirumala Hills. So you can catch a bus from Balaji bus station at Tirumala itself. There are buses which go to Papa Vinasam. You can catch a bus, and the ticket is hardly, I think, 60 to 65 rupees, and you can take a return ticket actually, and you can board in any bus, or you can get down from any bus. You can visit all these 4 places. Papa Vinasam and Akasha Ganga are purely waterfalls. So we already know that 300 plus Tirthas are there in Tirumala, and one of which is Papa Vinasam, and another one is Akasha Ganga. Japali is also a Tirtha. So they are all very interesting places. Japali is nothing but a Hanuman temple actually. It is located in a forest deep inside, but earlier when I visited around 10-20 years back, it was full of forest and other things. Now it is renovated, and there is a lot of lighting that is available in Japali actually, but still they have maintain the same ambience as it used to be in earlier times. And Venugopala Swami temple is a beautiful Krishna mandir, and do pay a visit. There you can even find the Hathiram Baba's memorial. And the other side you can see these 3 places: Srivari Padalu, Silatoranam and Chakratirtham. This is also located on another side of Tirumala Hills. Actually Silatoranam and Chakratirtham you can actually walk and visit them. And regarding Srivari Padalu, you must take either a jeep or call taxi. No other means of commuting is possible. So do pay a visit when you go to Srivari Tirumala. These 3 places are also interesting. Silatoranam is nothing but a geographical arch which is available only in 3 places in the entire world. And Chakratirtham is again a waterfall, and there's a beautiful Shivan temple inside Chakratirtham. And Srivari Padalu is nothing but the footsteps of foot of Venkateshwara Swami. So Venkateshwara Swami, he placed his foot in Srivari Padalu. So that is a place. So all these things are very beautiful places which you must definitely pay a visit when you go to Tirumala. So I hope my information is useful to you. In case you have any doubts, let me know through a comment in the comment section. I hope my channel is actually useful to you all. So being a non-Tamil audience, so I hope you enjoyed. So thank you. Om Namo Venkatesaya.
Oh.